In this class, we will discuss about question number 8, exercise 9.1, some applications of trigonometry. So what about this question? Observe, a statue 1.6 meter tall stands on the top of a pedestal. We are having one pedestal. This is what? Pedestal. And one statue stands on top of this pedestal. Its pedestal's top is this one, and one statue is standing where? At this position, at the top of the pedestal. Clear? So I hope you understand this thing. A statue, this one is a statue, it is standing at the top of this pedestal. Clear? Stands on the top of a pedestal from a point on the ground. We are having one point on a ground. This is a one point. The angle of elevation of the top of the statue is 60 degree. What? We are having one point on a ground. Let this is one point. From this point, angle of elevation is 60 degree of top of statue. What is the given? Angle of elevation of the top of a statue is 60 degree from a point on the ground. So we are having this point. From this point, angle of elevation is 60 degree of a top of statue. Clear? Now, and from the same point, the angle of elevation of the top of the pedestal is 45 degree. From this same point, angle of elevation is 45 degree of a top of pedestal. This is the pedestal, its top point is C, and its angle of elevation is what? 45 degree. Clear? Find the height of the pedestal. We are having statue height is 1.6 meter. We want height of this pedestal. What is the meaning? We want the height of BC. Observe simple questions. This is the simple one. All things once we understand, we can draw in the diagram, then we can easily to find the height of this pedestal. Again I am revising what question is saying. In the question we are having one statue and it is at the top of pedestal. This is the pedestal, it is the base, and top of this one we are having one statue, and statue is standing at the top of pedestal, and its height is given in the question. Statue top points angle of elevation from this point, one point we are considering. What? From a point on the ground we are having one point A on the ground. From this point, angle of elevation is 60 degree for the top of the statue, and for the top of pedestal, angle of elevation from this point is 45 degree. It is also given in the question. Now we want the height of this pedestal. So we assumed let height of the pedestal is what? H meter. We assumed height of this one BC is what? H meter, and distance from this point to this point we assumed as a x meter. We assumed base, this is the ground, and the distance of this point from pedestal is we assumed as what? X meter. We require this height. We are having angle. Once we consider, observe, once we consider right angle triangle ABC, it is the right triangle angle. Once we use this triangle, and in this triangle we are having angle 45 degree. Its opposite side, this is a angle 45 and it is right triangle, so its opposite side will be what? Perpendicular, and its adjacent side will be what? Base. So what we can say? We are having perpendicular and base. It means we should be use what? Tangent theta. So tangent 45 degree will be what? BC upon AC. Yes or no? BC is what? Perpendicular, and AB is what? base. So what we can say, tangent 45 degree will be P upon B, and P is what? BC, and it is what we assumed as a H. BC is H, and AB is what? Base for this right triangle ABC. So AB will be what? X. Once we solve, what we are getting? X equal to H meter. X, this value will be equal to what? This one. Clear? This is the right triangle. So I am putting equation A is equation 1. I am putting what? It is what? Equation number 1. Clear? We want the value of H, numeric value we want. Now we are considering this right triangle ABD. This right triangle we are considering, in which we are having 60 degree acute angle, and for this 60 degree acute angle, its opposite side will be what? BD, and BD will be what? H plus 1.6. Clear? And its opposite side, this will be the perpendicular, and its adjacent side will be what? Base. So again we will use tangent theta. So in right triangle ABD, tangent 60 equal to what? BD upon AB. I hope you understand. BD will be the perpendicular, AB will be what? Base. Now putting the values, BD can be written as 1.6 plus BD is what? BD is what? BC plus CD. So BC is H and CD is what? 1.6. So this can be written as BD equal to 1.6 plus H, and AB is what? We assumed this is the distance from this point to pedestal, and it is what? We assumed X meter. Clear? Now we are having one equation, X equal to H. Once we put from this equation X equal to H to this one, then we are getting one variable equation. So put what? X equal to H. Put X equal to H. How we obtain this value there? So I am putting X equal to H, in which then what we are having? Square root of 3 equal to 1.6 plus H divided of what? H. Clear? Now solve this one. This multiplication I am doing. H times of square root of 3 will be equal to what? 1.6 plus H. Now this can be written as what? Now transposing this as towards the left, so we can say H square root of 3 minus H will be what? 1.6. Observe. After this one, what we can say? H is common, then what is the remaining? Square root of 3 minus 1 equal to what? 1.6. This can be what? 1.6. So what we can say? We want the H value. So H can be written as H will be 1.6 divided of square root of 3 minus 1. Now in the denominator we are having radical sign, so we should be remove. And how we will remove this radical? We will do what? Rationalization. So in the rationalization we will multiply numerator and denominator by its conjugate. So its conjugate will be what? Square root of 3 minus 1 is there, so its conjugate will be what? Square root of 3 plus 1. So we will multiply numerator and denominator by its conjugate, square root of 3 plus 1 divided of square root of 3 plus 1. Clear? Now multiply this to this one. This can be written as 1.6 into square root of 3 plus 1. And in the denominator we are having a minus b and into a plus b. So once we multiply, it is in the form of a minus b into a plus b. It is the algebraic identity, and this can be written as what? A square minus b square. So what we can say? Square root of 3 whole square, a square minus 1 square. So finally we can say 1.6 into square root of 3 plus 1 divided of square root of 3 whole square will be what? 3 minus 1, and this will be what? 1.6 into square root of 3 plus 1 divided of what? Divided of 3 minus 1. 3 minus 1 will be what? 3 minus 1 can be written as 2. So what we are having? 1.6 into square root of 3 plus 1. Once we divide 1.6 by 2, 1.6 upon 2, this can be written as 0. What? This can be written as 0.8 into square root of 3 plus 1 meter. So this will be what? H value, and H is what? Height of the pedestal. So what we are getting? This will be the required answer. We want square root of 3. What is this one? Square root of 3 plus 1. Sorry, H will be the 0.8 into square root of 3 plus 1 meter. We assumed H is what? Height of the pedestal is what? We require this one, H meter. H we assumed. So H value will be what? 0.8 into square root of 3 plus 1 meter. Clear? So observe, easy one. We are having one statue. Its height is what? 1.6 meter, and it is standing at the top of pedestal. This is a pedestal. BC is pedestal. Top of this one we are standing what? Statue, and its height we are having. Now we are having one point on the ground. From this point, angle of elevation of top of pedestal is what? 45 degree, and from this point, from the same point, angle of elevation for top of statue is 60 degree. Clear? It is given in the question. We want the height of this pedestal. So first we will consider this right triangle, and then we will use this right triangle. In this way we are getting two equations. We assumed height of this one as h and base as x. Then first we will use, then we are getting tangent 45 equal to b perpendicular upon base. We are solving, we are getting this equation. Now once we use this ABD right triangle, ABD, this right triangle we use, then we are having this relation. In this one we are putting x equal to h. Why? Because we obtain in the equation number 1, and just putting, we are getting one variable equation, and then after solving we are getting this value. Then in the denominator we are having radical sign, so we are multiplying numerator and denominator by its conjugate, and solving we are getting finally this one. So height of the pedestal will be what? 0.8 into square root of 3 plus 1 meter. This is the required answer. I hope you understand this question. That one is easy one. That's all about this question. Thank you so much.